Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/AskReddit. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. What's a totally mundane thing you are inexplicably terrible at? Recognizing faces. It's actually terrible. I'll never forget that at a Halloween party, I once introduced myself to my own ex-girlfriend. That must have been horrifying. Hey, I have this. It's prosopagnosia. I once introduced myself a guy I'd been rooming with for 3 years. He shaved his beard. Telling a story or even a joke. I have no delivery. When I tell a joke, I go off on too many tangents, focus heavily on small details that aren't important, panic when the punchline is getting closer, and mumble out the last few words, and then quickly change the subject. Who has a vagina and sucks at jokes? This guy points to self. Wait, no. It takes a second to differentiate left and right. My friend is like this. Uses the left makes L trick all the time, especially while driving. Me too. Them, turn left. Me, you're going to need to be more specific. Sitting normally. I always sit with crossed legs on couches to the point where sitting normally feels too unnatural and uncomfortable. Short. I'm 5 feet 5 inches and find myself crossing legs, slouching like I'm made out of jello, or sitting way forward in the chair, which gets my feet on the floor, but at the cost of back support. Same. I can't even sit legs down at my desk in the office, which probably looks unprofessional, but oh well. Whistling while blowing out. I can only whistle the wrong way, by sucking in. I can do both. I want to learn how to whistle with my fingers. That's pretty cool. Shit, you can whistle? Spent years practicing both. I can almost make a small sound. Walking. I'm extremely clumsy and trip over everything. Tripping unexpectedly on a piece of uneven sidewalk is one of the most frightening feelings ever. Peeling boiled eggs. I absolutely massacre those fuckers. It sucks when you're just looking forward to a nice egg, but you end up with a little white rubbery walnut. For what it's worth, I boil them, then let them sit in cold water for a few minutes, then roll them back and forth on a cutting board to crack the shell a bit, and that usually helps. I cook my eggs in a steamer basket instead of boiling. This seems to help. Painting. I can knock down your wall, rebuild it, redo your floors, just about anything when it comes to construction, and it will look beautiful, but ask me throw a coat of paint on a wall and somehow it will always end in disaster. Pretty cool you have all those other talents though. Don't feel bad. There's more to painting than people think. Most people are terrible at it, even professionals. Handwriting. It's atrocious. I went to Catholic school for 1st to 5th grade and they insisted we write in cursive. 6th grade I show up to public school, and most kids can print quickly, and with ease, while I'm still stuck printing like a 1st grader learning for the first time. I somehow made it through with a gross cursive print hybrid still frozen in time at the 3rd grade level. To this day my cursive is great, print is worse than a doctor. Thank God writing anything of length by hand is obsolete, because I'd alienate anyone that would have to read it. I feel your pain. I hand wrote an address on a letter for my previous company. HR manager pulls it out of the mailbox and asks everyone who wrote it, and then sends out a company-wide email that we were no longer allowed to hand-write addresses. They changed company policy because it was so bad. Remembering people's names. I do well on first names but apparently doesn't register last names. Coworkers for years no idea of Kenny's last name. Me too. I've gotten to the point where I say nice to meet you. Fair warning, I'm terrible with names, so I'm sorry for when I forget yours when I meet new people. Folding shirts. It took me until age 30 to make myself learn how to do it in any remotely efficient way. Same. Around age 24 I learned to hang up all my shirts. I only have 14 shirts, so it's easy and does not take up much space. 56 years old here. I know how properly to fold shirts, and I can do it. But I just hang them up, t-shirts and everything. Instant uniformity. Eyeliner. Yep. I don't use the skinny eyeliners because I like them. I use them so it's harder to tell when I screw up. I tried once. Never again. Wrapping presents, no matter how hard I try it looks like I was wearing boxing gloves while doing it. My husband's presents look like a drunken raccoon snuck in at 3 a.m. after trying meth for the first time and decided to wrap some gifts, but really, a 35F with terrible dexterity and subpar motor skills gave it her best shot. Same. Gift bags are my friend. Dancing at even the most absolute basic level. It's not that I'm incapable of grasping rhythm or footwork, because I can play a couple of musical instruments competently, and I used to be decent at soccer when I was younger, but whenever someone tries to teach me the simplest dance steps, it's like I'm Homer when the witness protection guys are trying to get him to answer to Homer Thompson. The Thumpsomsons. I think he's talking to you. Interviews. Don't know what it is about them. I get short of breath and my voice cracks. I start rambling and have a sort of weird experience where my conscious mind takes a back seat behind a mental brick wall where I don't hear what I'm saying. When I do have the ability to think of a response, my brain just locks up. Like Homer Simpson when he's in a food coma. Trying to recall past experiences to relate to during those questions becomes near impossible. I start to get hot and sweaty. And extremely self-conscious. Interviews are an absolute shit show for me. My best advice is come prepared. Write down notes for literally everything they might ask you. In my experience, if you prepare enough, they won't be so horrifying. Remembering a phone number long enough to dial it in, I have to keep checking mid-number. Even if it's just 7 digits. Folding blankets. I had an abusive ex, and this was on the list of things that made me stupid and useless to her. LOL. I just don't care for making the edges line up perfectly. What's your opinion on fitted sheets? Drinking water and sometimes simply breathing. I find myself choking on water and choking on my own spit at least twice a week. It's really sad. That might actually be a neurological issue, might want to talk with your MD about it. My friend is a speech-language pathologist, and she works with people like you. Talk to a doctor, this might be something you can actually get medical care for. Cleaning, socializing, making decisions. Ever considered you might have ADHD? Changing the bed sheets. I can get 3 corners down, but there's always one corner that's just a little too short, and I always struggle to get that last corner. Throwing things into the trash. If there were an Olympic event in which the athlete had to come as close as possible to making it into the trash and without the object actually going in, I would be the all-time world champion. If there's 1/4 opening between the trash can and the wall, that is exactly where my wrapper/paper/bottle cap will go. If there is already trash in the trash can and my trash goes into the can, it will hit the objects inside and bounce back out. I wish I were exaggerating. Listening to music. Somehow after 2 or 3 new songs my brain says its goodbyes and doesn't memorize other songs anymore. That's why it can take me weeks to listen to an album. Because listening to music is for appreciation, not memorization. You're doing it wrong. Using scissors, I can cut paper, but that's it. I am a lefty, can I play that card? Or am I just broken? No, regular scissors can't cut at the wrong angle. It's not you at all, it's the right-handed scissors. I cannot draw straight lines. Even with a ruler. OMG, I saw this for the first time. There was a kid, 13 years old, and he couldn't draw a straight line at all when using a ruler. It blew my mind, but I guess it's not that crazy. What makes it so difficult? Bagging groceries. When the checkers are really busy, I try to be a decent person and bag my own groceries. I have no idea how real baggers do this. My bags always look like they've been through a car crash. And I'm not the only one who sees it. The pitying looks from the checkers and baggers just cements my shame. LOL, play Tetris. Put the heaviest or biggest things in first. I cannot go through a car wash. Like, I always fuck up so bad trying to get my tire in the track, and once forgot to put my car in neutral. The whole thing gives me so much anxiety that I was my car myself, or ask my boyfriend to take my car through the wash for me. I feel you, and I am a guy. LOL, I get so nervous going through a car wash, I stick my whole head out the window to see if I'm aligning my tires correctly. LOL. Drawing. 50 years old and can hardly make a stick figure that's recognizable as a person. 44 yo here and same. Remember the crude little vague car shapes we drew as kids? I'm still at that level. Opening up M&M's packages, especially the family size ones. Just use a knife or scissors. Talking. I can't unlock combination locks. I had a coworker get annoyed that she always had to open the shed at work for us once, so she took the lock off the door and made me practice locking and unlocking it for an hour straight, and I got the hang of it, and then the moment it was back on the shed door I completely lost the skill. Still can't do them. Sweeping floors. I've had jobs where that's part of it for about 6 years now. I'll think I did a good job. And then I turn around to find crud still all over the area I just swept. Dust bunnies coming out from under the tables and tampering your work. Mischievous little things. For me, mopping. The place is always flooded. I've been paid twice to do this every night and never got good at it. Running. I just can't run properly, I look like a skeleton stumbling down the street. Doing anything. The main thing my therapist and I are working on with myself is just poking me with a stick and waiting for something to happen. Small talk. Just cannot. I must have been absent whatever day they taught that in life school. Styling my hair. I'm a woman with shoulder-length hair, in my late 20s, and I've been wearing it pulled back in a ponytail literally every day my whole life. I hate wearing my hair down and do not know how to style it any other way, how to use any hair products, etc. The only styling I do is straighten my bangs, because I have naturally wavy/curly hair. Forgetting things. Help please. Help with what again? Standing still. I have a weird tendency to sway from side to side or lean on one leg without realizing. Finishing a sentence. Adulting. You mean being a functioning and responsible adult? I still can't properly tie my own shoe. I'm 19 now. I came here to say this. I'm 39 and still cannot properly tie my shoes. I've been trying to learn on YouTube because I now have a kid who likes lace-up shoes and who wants to learn how to tie them. I don't even do it like one consistently wrong way. I just kind of make loops and knots randomly till it stays put and kinda looks bowish. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.